Hey there, champs. In an interview with Punch Drunk Boxing, Teofimo Lopez Sr. came out and stated who they want to fight next, and that is none other than Terence Crawford. They actually revealed the year that they want to fight him in, and he also talks about his next couple of fights. And he also talks about an incident that happened between Teofimo Lopez Jr. and Terence Crawford, and it has nothing to do with boxing. And this is a topic that we will be talking about next. But before we get into that, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Okay champs, let's get started. As we all know, Teofimo Lopez Sr. is a little outspoken, but I really like those type of characters. I believe they are good for boxing. But so is Bill Haney, but I also like Bill Haney because he can be outspoken too, even though he is a little bit more level-headed. But me, I really don't like going with the flow or the masses. I always liked the villain, like Floyd Mayweather. Everybody used to hate him, but not me, because he was that way. I used to like him. And not just that, he was very skilled and he was just a bad MF. So I am a fan of both Bill Haney and Teofimo Lopez Sr. And when their sons finally meet in the ring and fight, it's gonna be one hell of an event. I could already picture Teofimo Lopez Sr. and Bill Haney talking smack. Those two guys will definitely sell the fight, and I think that fight will reach 1 million pay-per-view buys. But first, Devin Haney must get past Ryan Garcia, and that is no easy task. And even if he loses, it doesn't really matter, that fight will still be big. And I still want to see Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo Lopez, and I hope we're not too far off to make those fights happen. And I hope they don't try to marinate that fight like Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, as we want to see the best fight the best at their best. And Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather was the best against the best, but they weren't at their best. We want to see these guys fight young, but I also do understand boxing is a business and the fighters want to get paid. And the new technology has made it very easy for people to steal the fights. I wish there was a way to block that, but I don't know if there is. I'm glad the fans cannot steal the live event though. But Teofimo Lopez Sr. stated that Subriel Matias is ducking his son, Teofimo. And he kept claiming that his hand was injured. And said, why would you send him a challenge if your hand was hurt, and then still called him a coward? He probably thought Teofimo Lopez Jr. was going to duck him because Subriel Matias accidentally killed another boxer in the ring. But Subriel Matias has been outboxed by a lesser fighter than Teofimo Lopez. And he actually took a L on that fight, but on the rematch, he avenged that L and knocked that guy out. But this is boxing and he is in a high level, so I still want to see that fight. It's not like there's a million fighters in each weight class that are really good. As soon as 2 or 3 of the top level fighters leave that weight class is pretty much dead. That's why some boxers move up in weight class, because there's no weight class to clean out. Imagine Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson leave the 135-pound division. Who will be the top dogs at 135? So there's not a lot of people that take boxing as a profession. And most of the people that actually take boxing is really from the hood. But there are exceptions like Devin Haney. I believe he grew up with some money. Hey, but kudos to Devin Haney. He did not have to pick the toughest sport in the world to make a living. As I do believe on the bottom of my heart that boxing is the toughest sport in the world. So it takes a really special person to join boxing. And it's really just a small number of people that choose boxing for a living. The ranking says it all. Imagine there was 10 times the people to join boxing. Do you think there'll be 10 times the talent? And do you guys think it will change the business in boxing? And do you guys think it will also change the rankings in boxing? But I digress. That's neither here or there. But Teofimo Lopez Sr. stated that he has a couple of fights lined up, but he cannot name the names. But he stated one fight will happen in June and the other one will take place in December. But he did stated that he wants Terence Bud Crawford in 2025. And he also said he don't understand why Terence Bud Crawford got so mad that Teofimo Lopez had called him out. Terence Crawford got so mad that he took it personal. That Terence Crawford went to the hospital after one of Teofimo Lopez's fight to wait for him. I have no idea to do what, but I'm glad nothing serious happened. And Terence Crawford actually got kicked out of there. And Teofimo Lopez Sr. stated that he was not there when Terence Crawford pulled up. And he has no idea what Terence Crawford was trying to do. But why would Terence Crawford get mad either way? This is a big fight. And Terence Crawford himself stated that he is only looking for money fights now. As we all know, he got paid $25 million to fight Errol the True Spence. And I do believe that was his biggest purse up to date. And Terence Crawford told him that they should stay on their own weight with the little guys. But Teofimo Lopez stated, what is he talking about? He was in the same weight classes as well. And he has both of the same belts as we had. And they are only one weight division from each other. And a Teofimo versus Terence Crawford is a way more realistic fight than Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. And it's a way more action-packed fight than Terence Crawford versus Canelo. If Terence Crawford fights Canelo, that will be a one-sided A-whooping on Terence Crawford's behalf. I think Terence Crawford is more skilled than Canelo Alvarez, but not like a big margin, but the weight is too much. But imagine if Canelo Alvarez pulled up on Terence Crawford after one of Terence Crawford's fights and he was at a hospital, just because Terence Crawford called out Canelo Alvarez. That is similar as Terence Crawford getting called out by Teofimo Lopez. But Teofimo Lopez Sr. states that he does not want any beef with Terence Crawford, but he does want to fight him in the ring. And he wants to fight him now. He does not want to fight Terence Crawford when he's 39 and 40. So he wants to fight him in 2025, as they already have two other fights locked in for 2024. One in June and one in December. And they said they will beat the ish out of Terence Crawford by unanimous decision. I believe they see something in Terence Crawford they can exploit, because they have been calling out Terence Crawford for a while now. And I actually see what he sees as well. I believe Teofimo can beat Terence Crawford, but it's really more of a 50-50 fight, and Terence Crawford can get the win as well. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2-fight deal and they both win one fight, making them have a third fight for the rubber match. This fight takes place, who do you guys have winning, Terence Crawford or Teofimo Lopez? Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. Subscribe, like the video, share the video, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.